Alright, so right now we're going to talk about video game addiction. And this is something that I think a lot of people my age, 20 years old, have struggled with. I think a lot of people that are in college struggle with.
I have been playing games since I was a juvenile and throughout my adolescent years, most of my teenage and adult life. I love playing games. Recently I've been getting feelings of guilt and regret. I'm starting to feel like I'm wasting my life and that I don't really have a purpose in life. I kind of use games to escape that feeling, but the more I play games, the stronger those feelings get. So I've decided for my own mental health and my own good that it's time to uninstall all of my games. Actually, I've been clean for a few days now, but I haven't officially removed all of my games on my computer, so the temptation is still there. It's time to make it official and actually do it.
This video was supposed to be more of a skit. Unfortunately, it's actually a serious topic. The reason why I quit video games 2 days ago. So it's nothing to really show for itself. I don't really have much documentation. I've spent the total number of hours that I've spent since 2017 on video games was around 6,000 hours. So it's a lot. It's a lot of time.
Reason number one is that it's just a waste of time, right? Everyone knows this. Me, personally, myself, I've probably got about 10,000 hours stacked up on League of Legends and then, another fucking probably 3,000 on every other game. This isn't a problem if that time you're putting in is actually making something. You know, you're learning a proper life skill. I know for 99% of us, that is not the case, all right?
I just, 2 days ago, I said, hey, I'm not really getting much out of this. I'm just going to stop. So, the reason, how do I put this? It's like, I wasn't even a fan of the game that I was playing, you know? Like with League of Legends, Rocket League, I'm not necessarily a fan of the game. I just want to, achieve a rank so I can flex on my friends, which is superficial, and it is not worth the time that I put into it.
I've reached Diamond 3 in League. I know that's pretty fucking horrendous, but still, it's top 1% of players, and I'm pretty damn good at Apex as well. So, yeah, I don't just play for fun, and what comes with that is that when I play with my mates and everything, you know, I always get angry when they do something wrong. And so if it makes you angry, then, well, obviously you shouldn't be playing. Because not only does that make you upset, it makes the people you play with upset, and it influences the rest of your life. So you get off angry after playing a game of League. You might be angry to your family or your girlfriend or something like that, you know? Just little things that leak into the rest of your life that could be avoided if you just quit altogether.
Ask yourself, if you're addicted to a video game and you're playing at least 3 hours a day, would you keep playing that video game if that ranking system was not there? If you answer no to that question, you should probably quit gaming. With esports, you could be sitting here in this chair for probably 10 hours a day, just non-stop playing. Yeah, that's really one of the reasons why I quit. I'm quitting. I haven't quit. You know what I'm saying? It's been 2 days. So that's one of the reasons why I'm quitting playing video games.
This is going to be harder than I thought because I'm not standing up from this chair. Okay, let's just do this. Here we are. Oh, this is going to be hard. Apex Legends. Uninstall. Arc. I actually feel bad for uninstalling all of my games because it took so much data to download. No memorial, no flowers, just gone. Hours and hours of my life just gone.
A few minutes of uninstallations and self-pity later.
Okay, it's official. Now what?
Plus, like, I realized something. This might sound like kind of stupid, but I don't know how to put this. One sec. Okay, so it was Christmas, right? Right now it's January 22nd. My 23rd, 24th. Right now it's January 24th. For Christmas, me and my girlfriend do like a gift exchange, right? But she was signaling to me like, hey, she was like, I don't know what to get for you. And I was like, well, what hobbies do I have? Like, I thought of that in my head as I was like talking to her, and I was like, what hobbies do I have? And I was like, I don't really have any hobbies besides playing video games and studying. You know, so there's nothing like, what's my girlfriend gonna get me for Christmas? You know, some game controller? I don't want that. It sounds lame. I might take that out of the video.
The people I play with, they're barely my real friends anymore, right? So this is a bit personal for me, but a lot of the people I play with, I used to go to high school with, and over time, we kind of just substituted playing games instead of hanging out and whatnot, right? So from about 18 onwards, we just kind of played games together instead of hung out. I think I've only seen one of them for about an hour in the last 3 years.
I was thinking about what if I actually put those 6,000 hours into my career? How much better would I be at my career? You know what I'm saying? So, video games for me, after 6,000 hours of playing, they don't really have a return. It's not something physical that I can hold in my hand and I can show an employer and I can be like, hey, you know, like there's nothing really you can really do. So is it really the lifestyle you want to have? Is it really, you know, like would I feel proud of saying to my like friends that, hey, like when I talk to my friends, I don't really feel proud that I'm like, hey, I have 3,000 hours in Rocket League.
Earlier today, my girlfriend sent me a link about some kind of academic opportunity in Taiwan. It's no big deal, wasn't that serious. But I said to her with no hesitation right away, look, if this is good, if there's some real opportunity to learn Chinese, to improve your Chinese in Taiwan, I can pack up everything I'm doing. We can move there the day after tomorrow. It's not that I don't have other plans. I do. I have other ambitions. I have other plans. But I said to her, look, 6 months in Taiwan, 1 year in Taiwan, if you and me both really hit the books, really study Chinese, really give it 110%, short period of time like that can change your life forever, can change it for the better if you're motivated, if you're really going to make the most of it. There are certain things implicitly built into my willingness to move to Taiwan. And whatever it was, 10 years ago to move to Cambodia, 20 years ago to move to Laos, the crazy sudden relocations around the world I've engaged in from time to time. There are certain implicit assumptions about my life should be made explicit here. I do not own a dog. I've never owned a car. Quite intentionally, I have not built up any of the kind of attachments or obligations that would keep me pinned down to this place. Nobody thinks about walking the dog as an addiction, right? You're not addicted to pet ownership. And yet, the fact of the matter is, it's inconceivable to you, or it's inconceivable to most people, to just pack up and go start new life in Cambodia, pack up and go start new life in Taiwan, even if there's some really positive opportunity. whether it's an educational opportunity, a business opportunity, whatever it may be, just because you own a dog or just because you own a video game console. And the reality is your life revolves around walking that dog and plugging in and playing video games on that console. These kinds of distractions that you never took on as a major commitment. You never took on as a project. You never thought of in terms of like goals and outcomes, but in reality, they are shaping the goals and outcomes in your life. I've got a project right now that really distracts me, that really consumes me, frankly. I stayed up till 30 minutes after midnight last night trying to finish a book chapter. I'm writing 2 books at the same time. One of them is going to be finished tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. It's going to be going up on Amazon, lickety split. Veganism, the future of an illusion. Okay, so I'm working hard against a completely self-imposed deadline. There is no publisher, right? There is no deadline. I really thought about buying an airplane ticket to go to the Ukraine. It's the civil war, whatever you want to say, the Russian invasion starting to mount. Melissa sat here with me and I looked at the price of airplane tickets, and I even got into, looking at different books I could order from Amazon. Teach yourself how to speak Ukrainian in 5 days, this kind of thing. Started to get into it. You know why ultimately I decided right now I wouldn't make a trip to Ukraine. And yeah, I don't have to get into the details. You fly to Poland, then you travel overland, you cross the land. You'll be doing the same thing all the journalists are doing, the journalists who work for CNN or BBC, any major mainstream journal. I'd be doing it, with the difference being there's no paycheck in it for me, right? Yeah, I'm willing to do that. But I sat here and I thought about it. I looked at the price of the airplane ticket. And you know what mattered more? Was that right now, my top priority is writing that book. I've got 2 books and I want to finish the manuscript before I move on to doing anything else. I want to finish writing those books before I study Chinese or before I study Spanish or before I get a straight job, whether that job is working in a warehouse or at 7-Eleven or whatever it turns out to be. No reason to think I've got a bright future. That right now I have this priority, which is finishing the composition of these 2 books and then self-publishing on Amazon. Right? You can criticize that decision. You could say it's a stupid decision. You could say it's a wrong decision. You could say, hey, I would have been better off having a vacation in the Ukraine as the bombs come tumbling down. But at least it's a decision I consciously made. Most people live lives in which their priorities are dictated by their habits, not even addictions, just habits, whether that be a video game console or a habit as regular as walking the dog.